President Obama, as you well know, for federal contractors has raised by executive order the minimum wage. Is that right for Texas?
Well, I don't think it's right for our country, and one of the reasons I don't think it's right for our country is because we are at a tipping point in this country from the standpoint we got so many people out of work. The participation rate, the percentage of people working in America is at the lowest point since 1978. You all remember. Well, you all may not remember 78. You may have been in grade school, but in 78, it was an incredibly difficult time. We had interest rates that were approaching 20%. I mean, there was this malaise, as Jimmy Carter called it. It was a terrible time in the United States. And we have approached that, again, from the standpoint of the number of people out of work in this country. And for the President of the United States to be forcing businessmen and women to raise their minimum rate, we know what's going to happen. There are going to be young kids, and a lot of these are going to be minorities, that lose jobs because those businesses basically say, you know what, our margins are so short, they're so close together, we're going to have to let people go to meet this requirement of raising the minimum wage.
If it were up to you, would you repeal the minimum wage?
I think you leave that to the small businessmen and women. I mean, the competitive nature of the free market works really well. And the idea that, that government needs to be coming in and telling you what that wage is going to be. And because, I mean, what we're seeing with this president is he's using this to go say, we're going to raise the amount of money that you're going to make.
So, yes, repeal? You'd actually repeal the minimum wage?
I don't know whether I would repeal it or not, but I don't think the federal government in Washington D.C. needs to be setting rather the standard out there. I think it's left to the small businessmen and women of the country. It makes a lot more sense to me than Washington, D.C. Again, that is one of those, if a state wants to set a minimum wage, that should be that state's prerogative, but not out of Washington, D.C. Again, you go back to, I think if those are decisions that need to be left to the states.
Would you keep a minimum wage in Texas if the federal government didn't force you to have one?
I'd leave it up to the legislature to have a conversation on it and have a good debate about, is this a job creation or is this a job killer? If it's killing jobs, I'm not going to be for it.